YouTube, how you doing? This is Rudy, and I'm just doing another vlog, collect my thoughts and share some thoughts and ideas and receive any feedback that you guys have. But I'm wrapping up the Kay Griggs series. I found it was getting more and more difficult to get the full interview, and so I thought, I would just upload the DVDs that I have, and I knew that it would take several parts. I estimated 32, and it may not take a full 32, but we'll see. One of the particularly interesting parts for me was that she identifies the military commanders who were responsible for the Waco situation, and I have a special place in my heart for the Branch Davidians, the men and women who were murdered by our government. And she did name names, so I thought that was very interesting. Also, I'll probably play a clip here from an atheist who recently got very mad at the fact that I said that atheism is destructive to society. And he's very passionate and wants to de-Christianize all Christians, I guess. But let me play that now.
This is a response to Lone Star 1776 and an older video, Atheism is Destructive to Society. If you want to know what's destructive to society, it's Christianity. Christians can be as bigoted, as misogynistic, as hateful, and as destructive on this planet as they want to be. Because their hope is in heaven. They don't even care about the planet. Their God's going to whisk them away as nameless, faceless, mindless angels to heaven. So what do they care if we're destroying our planet and if future generations won't even have a home to live in? What do they care if people on this planet are living in abject suffering if that's just part of the test? If you want to know what's destructive to society, it's Christianity, and it needs to end. And I am all for taking the fight to Christians. I would never vote to ban Christianity, and in fact, I would fight a ban on any religion. However, I will fight and would recommend that the rest of you fight to educate Christians and show them that their invented, recently created religion is harmful to the planet. Their viewpoints that certain people are inferior because of a simple belief in God are harmful to this planet, are destructive to society, and have in fact crafted a society that is destructive on this planet. If you want to save the planet, if you want to remove or eliminate something that's bad for society, you need to go talk to some Christians and talk them out of being Christians. We can't fight them by making it illegal, but perhaps we can educate some stupid people into changing their views.
Okay, so you heard what he had to say, and it appears that he believes in freedom of speech, but he wants to actively go out and de-Christianize Christians, and we don't care about this world because we believe in an afterlife, which I totally disagree with. I care about this world so much that I wake up every day knowing that every day is a gift from God, and when I see evil, I'm willing to approach it and expose it, no matter what may happen to me, because I know that greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world, and all of the evil that is in the world, the answer to all the evil that is in the world is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is the exit out of the matrix that we find ourselves. But I'll probably title this video, Don't Expect a Thank You. There's only like maybe 2 people in my personal life, other than YouTube, that I can communicate with on an in-depth basis about all the evil that I see. And a comment was made by a person I love dearly that they can't wait till all of this evilness is exposed. And a lot of the conspiracy theories that are people are looked upon as nuts and fruitcakes, and we don't have a good grasp of reality, that will be justified in the way we believe. But see, I don't ever expect us to be justified in this earth, in this physical earth, and the world that we live in now. I could be wrong, but when things start falling apart, even more so than they are now, they're going to point at you and me and the conspiracy nuts of the world. And they're going to say we are the reason that the world is falling apart. And they're going to blame it all on us. And so that's the reasons they'll try to, claim we're dissenters because we don't follow their beast system. We'll never bow down to their images. And because we have Christ in us. And they won't recognize that, and they'll blame it all on us. So I don't ever expect the world to hold up the conspiracy theory people and the Christians specifically, right? I know that, not all Christians are conspiracy theory people and vice versa. But if you happen to be a Christian and a follower of Jesus Christ and are aware of all the evil, I hate to even use the word conspiracy theory because it's not a theory to me. It's I see evil everywhere I look. This is a true story. Let me tell you a true story. I went into CVS with my fiance, and we were going to buy something from CVS, and they were out of it. So we had to get a rain check, and they brought the manager over because he was the only one that could write the rain check. And he was an Arabic man, and his name was Muhammad. Well, okay, that's fine. But as we walked into, I said CVS, but actually I meant Walgreens because they're very close together. But this was a Walgreens. As we walked into the Walgreens, they have signs all over the doors, all over the outside. As you walk in, even the people working behind the counter said, "Get your flu shot today. Please get your flu shot." There's pictures of happy people smiling, getting your flu shot. And it was just sickening, right? And I could go into the story about the cancer that my wife had that I knew and loved for 26 years. And after she got her flu shot going through chemotherapy, it was all downhill. And I don't believe flu shots are beneficial to the people. You need to watch a video called Vaccine Nation. But I just found it incredibly ironic that Muhammad, who's the manager of the Walgreens, had all these flu shot posters everywhere. And he's got these Caucasian young men and women working for him behind the counter wearing, "Please get your flu shot." So anyway, we got the rain check for the item. We came home, waited a few days, and I was called back up there, and you have to go into push button hell. And I'm pushing the button to get to somebody. And as I'm listening through all of the departments, I'm listening to flu shot commercials. You need to get your flu shot. Come get your flu shot. Everybody's doing their flu shot. And the young Caucasian high school girl answers the phone, and she says, "Get your flu shot today. How can I help you?" And I very politely said, "Miss, I had to listen to 3 flu shot commercials before I actually spoke to a person. When you picked up the phone, you talked about a flu shot." I said, "Miss, a flu shot is nothing but poison nowadays. Do you understand what you're pushing? And do you understand that it's nothing but poison?" And she paused for a second, and she says, "I'm just doing what I'm told to do." And that's not a good enough excuse, right? And I didn't get onto her, and I didn't scream and holler at her or anything like that. I just said, "Well, I would ask that you please investigate Vaccine Nation, look up other materials before you push what your manager tells you to push." Another thing I see all the time is these pink ribbons and donate and walk for the cure. See, I believe that there are cures for cancer, but they don't make any money for the pharmaceutical companies, so they're not being pushed. One of the most ironic things that I've ever gone through was during the last few months of my wife's life. We were going through the checkout line, and the lady who's the checker was wearing her pink ribbon, had on her pink hat, and she was pressing my wife, who was not dressed in any of that pink crap, to donate to pink. And my wife was in her terminal stage of cancer. I didn't know how, I didn't know that at the time, but she was going through hell, with her chemotherapy and her radiation. And my wife just looked at her and said, "I don't have to donate to that. And I don't appreciate you pushing it off on me." And she gave her a little spiel about, the situation. And I just thought it was incredibly ironic. And everywhere I look, I get it in my mail, I see it in the stores. Everybody's pushing this pink ribbon crap, and they don't even realize they're just nothing but sheep. And they have good intentions, but they're just being misled. There are solutions to cancer. It's just, The people just don't, my Hosea 4:6, I think, my people suffer for lack of knowledge. It's just sickening. How much time I got left? The other thing I want to say is, I'm not the smartest person in the world, I fully admit that, but I have figured out what's going on in the world. This isn't a conspiracy the media lies and propaganda, the universities being taken over by evilness, the Federal Reserve, 9/11, the cover-up, all the lies we're told about 9/11 and what it's happened to our country, the global climate hoax. I think I mentioned the Federal Reserve, the economy being collapsed on purpose. I could go on, but all of this is not, I believe it at my core because I've seen enough evidence to know what the truth is. And so it wears on me as an individual. And even though that I have faith in Jesus Christ and I know that He is my ultimate salvation and I hope to be a good godly example to others, every morning I wake up and it's a gift from God, but it does wear on me because everywhere I look I just see evil and I see people contributing to their own destruction. And I'm constantly having to ask for strength from God because I see all this all the time. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know there's other people out there because I see them on YouTube that must be going through this, and it must be a great burden upon your heart. And so we're going to have a loss of productivity because not everybody that sees all the evil of the world also has Jesus Christ to give them strength. And so you're going to see people turn to alcoholism, turn to drugs. They're going to turn to any sort of escapism because normally they would be good, righteous people and they would probably want to work to help their fellow man. But if they become awakened to the evilness of the world and they don't have support like Jesus Christ can give, they're not going to be able to be productive and still go throughout their day and see all the evil. So I would just offer that there are ramifications for belief systems. There are ramifications for allowing evil to take over a society, and we're going to see it. It's going to get a lot worse. The answer is Jesus Christ. The answer to the world's problems is returning to a godly principles and biblical principles and getting rid of all this evil in our society. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share on that. I've got a lot more. I've been trying to collect as much DVDs and people would call it conspiracy videos as I can to try to educate myself, and they're really cheap. I found them for 99 cents. The ironic thing is the people who don't see the truth in all this will say they're cheap because they don't have any value. The reason they're cheap is because there's good men and women trying to spread the word, and it's not because it doesn't have any value. It's because there's some good men and women out there who are trying to distribute DVDs cheaply so the word can get out as freely as possible. But I wanted to go through in the time that I have, and I'm going to go through really quick everything that I got because it's increased quite a bit since my last DVD. If you've already seen it, then now's the time to stop watching. But I'm going to read them off really quick, and if you don't hear a DVD in this list that I read off, tell me and I want to go try and get it. Okay, Wake Up Call. I've never watched it. I'm going to watch it. I don't know what it's about, but I bought it. It was 99 cents. Almost all of these were less than $3 or $4. The Creature from Jekyll Island, G. Edward Griffin. Angels and Demons. I don't know what it's about. I haven't seen it. Psychiatry, Industry of Death. It's on my channel. Nutricide. I think this is Codex Alimentarius. HAARP, Holes in Heaven. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to educate myself on HAARP. The Assassination of JFK Jr. 9/11 Chronicles. It's another 9/11 movie. Skull and Bones. JFK 2, The Bush Connection. Omissions and Distortions, the 9/11 Commission Report. 9/11, The Great Illusion. Aerosol Crimes and Chemtrails. September 11th Revisited. The Destruction of the World Trade Center. Loose Change, 2nd edition. Behold a Pale Horse by Bill Cooper. 9/11 and the Myth and the Reality. Loose Change, Final Cut. Ring of Power. Depleted Uranium. World Without Cancer. Global Warming. Codex Magica. Tex Mars. Loose Change. Ring of Power 2. In Lies We Trust. Leonard Horowitz. Conspiracy of Lies. The Dangers of Evolution. Bible Doctrines, The Unpardonable Sin by evangelist James E. Lewis. James David Manning, The Tea Party. Project Red Pill, The Reality Zone. America, Freedom to Fascism. Aaron Russo, Reflections and Warnings.